So, time for another unboxing review. Now, technically, this is actually the second unboxing review that I've done. Because the first one, well, actually, I haven't published the first one yet. It's for some toys I haven't finished with yet. 3 guesses, which ones I'm talking about. You need not post them in the comments, but if you'd like to, that's okay too. Anyways, so this is actually going to be the first unboxing that I'm posting to YouTube, but technically it's the second unboxing that I've ever done in front of a camera. Well, kind of third one if you count the Diamond Select Toys Galaxy Class USS Enterprise over there. It's where is it? There it is. Yeah, that was the first unboxing. Okay, like that was the first one I ever did. It's like, what the hell am I doing? I'm unboxing and on camera. Why am I doing this? I don't know. There it is. Anyways, yeah, and I don't know why I moved the camera just then, because now I've got to reset it. Let's see. As long as I don't cross that line, you won't be able to see me. So yes, this is actually the, well, first unboxing posted to YouTube. Or is it the second unboxing I've ever posted to YouTube? Whatever. In any event, it's going to be an epic little unboxing. And I've actually been really looking forward to this one for a while. The problem has been availability. Now, I just so happened to be in the region of Alderwood Mall today for something completely unrelated, of course. But I was like, you know, I'm going to swing by, see if I get lucky or not. And lo and behold, I struck gold. More appropriate. Yeah, that'd be more appropriate. And I bring this up because, yeah. Now, interesting story behind this. The reason I mentioned the Linwood Toys R Us is because 20 years ago, almost to the day, I got, and it was not easy getting this box out of the walk-in closet that is no longer a walk-in closet, I remind you. 20 years ago, I got this at the exact same store. The exact same, and yes, by the way, I still have the original box. How many people do you know, that's about as bad as the boxes for me get, really not. I haven't looked at this box in like 9 years, just because it's been buried that long. Yeah, well, it's been 20 years. But anyways, I got this toy, I had to put it on order, or I had to put it on back order, or whatever it is, or whatever they call that thing. I had to have them when they got it in stock. They had to put it off to the side, put it in the back room or whatever. It's like, yeah, Ava wants to get one of these things. No, that's not my real name, by the way. Ava wants to get one of these things, but he lives in a really obscure place and he can't get to us right away, so we'll hang on to it for him for about a week. Well, I worked my ass off to get this thing. I finally got it, and oh, yeah. So imagine my surprise when I'm walking through the exact same store almost 20 years later. There it is, Power Rangers 20th anniversary, 20 years later. And I saw the exact same box. Something about this. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bit of a size difference going on here. Does that bug me? Not particularly, but it is, and by the way, I don't do box comparisons, by the way, very often, but they've been they've been very faithful to what the original one did. Now, it doesn't say part of the transforming Power Zord battle system, which, by the way, I wish they'd do that again. Nowadays, it's just Zord builder system, but it was like Power Zords. And then for Season 2, it was Thunder Zords. And then for Season 3, it was Ninja Zords and Shogun Zords. You know, I kind of miss that. Like, it doesn't mean shit in this grand scheme of things, but, you know, it was still kind of awesome. Anyways, 5 dinosaurs morphed to become mighty makers. They still do that, but it just doesn't seem to have the same punch. That's probably 30-year-old old man guy talk right there. But anyways, yeah. One of the things I loved, and I genuinely wish they would do this, is the spec card, which was kind of an up-and-coming thing. Like, Power Rangers was not the first to do it, but it was among the first to do it. The tech spec card, you cut it out, you trade it. Couldn't quite bring myself to do it because, you know, I love this box. Like, aside from the fact the box was huge, okay? Whatever. Evil Space Aliens, they were even calling them that back then. But I love the tech specs. 333 feet. Here's the awesome thing. It's not a background story, because nowadays you have to have everything in Spanish and in French and in Spanish. So all they do is they just height 333 feet, sounds convenient, 172,000 pounds, well, power 50,000 megavolts. So if the Cyclops' sword had been 50,001 megavolts, it would have eventually destroyed the Megazord. Just saying. Titanium power sword, laser emitting eyes, mammoth shield, power punch missiles. Not quite sure where those missiles came from. Thunder cannons, cool, and pterodactyl chest plate. Not quite sure if that's a weapon or not, but whatever. 172,000 pounds, 50,000 megavolts, titanium power sword, laser emitting eyes, mammoth shield as opposed to a mastodon shield, power punch missiles. Again, power missiles? Where? Who cares? Power punch missiles, thunder cannons, and pterodactyl chest plate. Again, how is the chest plate a weapon? A lot of people said that I'm one of those people. Like, believe it or not, the pterodactyl, and by the way, I've already done the Deluxe Megazord review for CollectionDX.com, okay? The reason I'm doing this is because, well, somebody else already reviewed this thing, so not much point to me doing this for CollectionDX, because they already did the text review, the picture review, and they did the video review, so can't help you there. So you're going to get my 2 cents on it regardless. A lot of people dislike the pterodactyl. I don't care. I actually like the pterodactyl. That was cool. Is this recording? I hope so. I've been going for 7 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Now, let's see. When the 5 Power Rangers and their Dinozords still aren't powerful enough, they unite and morph into the mighty Megazord. The Yellow Ranger's saber-tooth Dinozord, and the Blue Ranger's Triceratops Dinozord become the Megazord's legs. The Pink Ranger's pterodactyl Dinozord flies in to become the armored chest plate. Well, I hope it's armored. It'd be kind of suck if it was just made of wood and paper. Flies in to become the armored chest plate. The Black Ranger's mammoth dinosaur forms the massive arms and shields. Yeah, those arms were pretty big, although I don't think it's a massive shield, even on this version. And the Red Ranger's Tyrannosaurus dinosaur forms the Megazord's body and head. The Megazord conquers any terrain in terrifying attack tank mode, except mountainous terrain where it actually has to roll uphill, which it never actually did. Then morphs to awesome full height in hand-to-hand combat mode, except he has a sword and laser-emitting eyes. It even says it right there. When the Megazord takes to the field, evil space aliens have met their doom. The Megazord is an integral part of the ultimate battle system. Ultrazord! There it is! There it is! Right there! Bandai America! Okay, brilliant! Okay, die-cast metal. I'll get to it later. Why haven't you made the Dragonzord yet? Everybody and their mother, like literally their mother, is asking for this thing 2.0. Why hasn't this happened yet? And by the way, fuck that mix and match gimmick piece of shit that was in the Titanus 2.0. Okay, fuck that shit. Just give us Titanus, let him transform properly, and make him compatible with the Dragonzord, okay? We want this. Redesign the interior chest of that thing. We want this, but with die-cast metal. Actually, it did have die-cast metal right there in the chain. You know what I mean, okay? For 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that, the plastic version, the all-plastic version of this, we were wondering, 3 years, 4 years at this point, we've been wanting to be able to make the Ultrazord again, but we only had these two. Is the camera even picked it up? Yeah. We've only been able to get these two. Where's the Dragonzord? Even I want it. And I've got the original one, okay? Even I want the Dragonzord, okay? With series accurate decals. Statistics du Megazord. Taille 300p. Poids. Puissance. Arms. Stadistica del Megazord. Rutura. Peso. Potencia. Armas. You know, there's something to be said about toy design in the last 20 years. Every single toy ever made nowadays has to be in 3 languages. You know, we're going to start ending up like Hasbro's Transformers, where the European releases have like a really quick 1 or 2 sentence tech description of the character printed in like 8 different languages. You watch. The United States is turning into that. Pretty soon we're going to be getting toys with Japanese descriptions on them. What's this world coming to, really? Anyways, something else they do, they have the contents, which, well, this is already telling me it's already assembled in the box, I assume. Shield, sword, thunder cannons, thunder power cannons, thunder, and a decal sheet. Nice. I don't know which one this is. It would have been nice if they've given us a... it's sold separately, by the way, but it would have been nice if they described what kind of toy this is. Like, is this the SH Figure Arts or whatever? I don't give a shit. It would have been nice. 5 teenagers with attitude are recruited to protect the Earth against the evil Rita Repulsa, led by the heroic Zordon. Why is there an extra space in there? They receive superpowers. Why isn't there a comma there? Beyond their wildest dreams. At least they got the period right. Summoning the dinosaur powers. Okay. They transform into the Morphenomenal team, known as the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's a throwback. They are allowed to use the word Morphenomenal. Shut your face. 5 ordinary teenagers have been chosen to save the world from Rita Repulsa and her evil space aliens. They were allowed to call them that back then. Using the power morphers, the teens call them the spirits of the ancient... Yeah, so it's... Okay. Secrets of the... You know, I don't have to go over this with you. So, yeah, just know it's a very, very nice homage. Really nice. Okay. Set that to the side. Scissors. Please don't cut the power cord of your camera. That would be a very bad thing. That would put you out of business fairly quickly. Oh, man. You know, 20 years later, I know the difference. I'm still getting cardboard interior. Everybody. I don't care what the fucking tree huggers think. Styrofoam was awesome. At least you knew the damn thing wasn't going to crumple on you. Or if it did, it wouldn't crumple down and actually crush anything. It fit like a glove. Cardboard. By the way, cardboard, aren't you just using up more trees? You know, I'm just saying. Why the hell do the arms separate on this thing? Thank you for your purchase. Bandai wants to hear what you have to say. Visit http://research.net/s/MMPR2013 and tell us what you think. Fuck you. Oh, there it is. Here's the funny thing. I love this. On the box, there's three languages on here. There's this, and this is in English. And then there's like 10 languages on the back here. Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, Russian. I have no idea what that is. Why would they do that? I'm not going to do the... Oh, my God. I'm not going to do the decals here, but just know that they're there. You know, it would have been nice if the Power Sword had been die-cast metal, but I can kind of understand why they didn't. Oh, my God. Can you imagine what would have happened if they'd actually done that? Oh, God. Short, simple, to the point. By the way, how the fuck did I end up with 2 of these things? This is awesome. And no, don't ask me which order I opened them in originally. One of the problems I always had with the Mastodon... No die-cast here, I'm already feeling cheated. Got the PVC though. Why doesn't this thing roll up and down? See, can you guys see it when it's down here? Nope, I gotta empty it up here. Oh, those are gonna break off first chance they get. It's a nice idea making them PVC. Why didn't they make them of, why didn't they make those of die-cast metal? If anything in here, you know, horns and teeth and tusks should have been made of metal. And don't give me that kids are going to poke their eye out thing. You know, funny thing about that... Oh, look at this! I didn't even notice that till just now. 15 years of age! I think people are going to know the difference at this point, Bandai America. 15 years of age. Die-cast metal. Die-cast metal. No excuse, Bandai. None. Fuck you. Don't get me wrong, I love they have die-cast metal in this, but fuck you. You can't even get that right. Oh, man. You know, you probably put die-cast metal in random shit areas that nobody even notices. It's probably like internal framework or some shit like that. I know. It's been out for about 4 months now, and I'm sure there's plenty other reviewers who've gone over this already, but I intentionally made it a point not to look at it too closely. And fuck you, Bandai America. Oh my god, these power cannons are so tiny. Thunder power cannons, I think. Oh my god, that's so puny. Jesus. This is gonna fall off first chance it gets. God. That's terrible. Yep. You know, that thing still holds with me. There's another one. It's identical. Would have been kind of interesting if they had one that kind of symmetrical to one side and the other was symmetrical to the other side, so you actually knew which one goes on which side. It doesn't really matter which side, but just, You know, that song tells you more than, what was it? The Mystic Force, or the Overdrive theme. Where it's just kind of, yeah, here we go, look out, here come the Power Rangers, The interesting thing was that, okay, there's the die-cast metal right there. Wow, I'm impressed. By the way, why is this separate from this? Don't give me that Zord builder system bullshit, okay? God, that's lovely. Look at that. Oh, what? Why is that loose? Really? By the way, how many of you did that? Like you accidentally moved the leg the wrong direction, hoping it would actually go that way, and it was actually supposed to go that way. Like, how many of you did that? I see they didn't fix this part either. You actually have to turn the leg in, and then flip it out. I see they didn't fix that. It's hollow on the back. Quit complaining, Ava. Okay, why is this not... you've got the plastic here. Can you guys see it? Yeah. They've got the grayish plastic here, which is bullshit. Why can't they just put gray plastic in there? It's black. Honestly, oh. Click. I love that feeling. You know, nostalgic as it is for me to have these... Is it still recording? It is. Awesome, nostalgic as it is for me to have this thing, it will be very interesting to see the corner cutting. Aside from physically cutting down the size of this thing, it's about other things. I like to preserve the plastic just in case I want to move house. Or something else. Yep, that's die-cast metal. I've always, for the last 20 years, I've been preserving just about every single box for every single toy I've ever gotten. MISB, of course. Secondhand stuff, not always. It's been nice, but it's interesting to see things they could have done differently. Now, by the way, in case anybody missed it, the reason that they made new versions of the Legacy Megazord and Titanus is because apparently the original 1992 molds from G-Ranger didn't survive or something, or they weren't usable anymore or something like that. You know, those molds are made of metals that probably rust or get worn out after, well, 1 year of use, which is all you're really supposed to get out of it. They extended them out to 2 years, which probably wasn't normal at the time. So I don't know the toy manufacturing side of things, but I'm pretty certain that actually means something important. Why do I have dust on my hands? What is that? Is that the plastic? Jesus, it is the plastic. What the fuck? Cardboard? Cardboard actually clean up. This stuff has oil on it. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. song was so badass. And and it actually was only a year and a half ago I found out that there was actually a clean copy of the thing without those stupid lyrics in there, which, by the way, those lyrics were a piece of shit anyways. But I found out that there's actually a clean copy of Zord's instrumental, and it's like the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, when you heard that music playing, fangasm. Like, I didn't know what a fangasm was at the time, but just fangasm. That was the thing I waited for the most. The summoning of the Zords was the most incredible thing. There's an awful lot of Flash. Like, I was just recently watching Power Rangers Samurai. Well, not recently, but I've been having to in order to do those reviews for the Samurai Zords. And the thing about them is they just kind of show up and there's a lot of Flash and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, there's unique music for it, and it's kind of a rip on the original Power Rangers theme. I used it for my, what was it called? My teaser trailer for the, Samurai Zords. Does it come off? Does it come off? No, I don't believe it does. Wait, maybe. You watch, Snick. Just watch. I'm going to break these damn things off. No, it does not come off. Good for them. Good for them. When they just... No, I guess they couldn't. But there was something about the summoning of the Zords. It was just one of the greatest feelings I've ever had in my life, ever. I'm not kidding. That was just... That was just so amazing on so many words. One of the few occasions where I've actually appreciated electric guitar, heavy electric guitar. The summoning of the Zords. You know what? Screw this. Right over here. With a fresh coat of dust since I reviewed it. The original. Ooh, they touched. It's not even flat. There's a huge gap in there. It's not flat in there. Let's see, how do I do this? It's not flat. What's going on here? Oh well, I guess it didn't have to. These actually weigh about the same. Actually, no. I think I got to give the weight to this guy. Like, this is bigger. The amount of plastic is bigger, but die-cast metal rules all. Unless it's that POM stuff, that POM, whatever it is. It's plastic that has the durability and weight of die-cast metal, but it doesn't have the cost. Something like that. It's that new die-cast metal replacement that everybody thinks is die-cast metal, but it's not. Anyways, yeah. It's kind of odd seeing the white along the horns and the cheek guards there. Is that? Here's something interesting. This is actually something I wish they'd done more often on the toys. They show the stunt suit for the Megazord, or for any of the Megazords. I wish they'd done that. They don't. Sometimes they do that on the Japanese boxes. They'll do the stunt suit in highlight somewhere on the front of the box. They'll still have the toy prominently, but sometimes they'll have the stunt suit, or maybe they'll have the stunt suit on the top flap or something like that. But I always thought it was kind of neat to have the stunt suit from the show pictured rather than the actual toy itself. Well, maybe they changed it back in '93 and I missed it. I don't think so. Did they? Wow, how long have I been duped into thinking that? You know, maybe they always did. Because they had the silver across above the eyes and then down the nose, but according to this, it should have been white all along. I'm going to go get that book. Where is that book? Oh, it's not a book, it's a mook. And it's right here. I'm glad I saved it. Of course, how can I not save it? The question is, can I salvage it without putting this full? I need to get the 2012 or 2011 version of this, which is updated with Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. Lovely book. Many a days on the crapper I've spent looking through this thing. Good reading material, except for the fact I can't read it. No? They had, let's see. Yeah, I know it's out of focus, but no, the paint apps are correct on the head. Nothing special there. So I guess it's one of those cases where, and it's been known to happen, where details on the toy didn't always reflect what you saw in the show, which that still kind of happens even today. Although the kind of sad thing is, with the CGI models and the practical models that they make for Super Sentai and Power Rangers nowadays, they're actually doing everything they can to put toy connection ports to make sure that they're as visible as possible. It's, oh look, it's screen accurate. Well, the problem is some of those features don't need to be shown. Like these tabs on the pterodactyl right here and here, nowadays they would actually put those tabs into the actual filming material, which makes no sense whatsoever. The clips that they would go into, they'd be visible. And it wouldn't just be some sort of techie detail on the inside. No, it would actually, it's almost like they photographed the toy, which is stupid. I mean, just, come on, get over it. No, it's, why have I not been reviewing Super Sentai for the last year and a half, almost 2 years now? It's because there's nothing interesting coming out of it. I mean, Tokimei Sentai Go Buster? A clusterfuck Megazord out of the gate? Really? You want me to review that? And by the way, it looks ugly. It's a parts former, and it's a clusterfuck. Right off the bat. Those are the 3 worst things that I hate, and they're all right there in front of you. It's like Plex was saying, fuck you if you don't like it, tough kitty. Or, I apologize to my Asian viewers, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, so I mean, that's why I haven't been reviewing stuff. It's because it's shit. It's not what Adam Pulowski and Josh have been saying. Where yes, I have. You know what? SD Gundam Capsule Fighter has been sustaining me this whole time because there's shit coming out of Plex. It's shit. What's the one that's running right now? Kyoryuger. Kyoryu Gold's Tridano, that bird theme. That's the only thing that's kind of interesting that's coming out of Japan right now. That's the only thing. And even then, that's actually probably the best of the lot. I could go on and on and on about Go Buster and Kyoryuger. I'm not here to talk about that. Go Sager. Fuck Go Sager. Honestly, Go Buster was probably worse as far as the mecha were concerned, but Go Sager was not any better. It was not any better. Wow. The wheels do not turn. You cheap assholes. There are no wheels in the bottom of this thing. And then they painted it. Cheap assholes. Say it with me. Cheap assholes. $50 this, by the way. And don't give me that bullshit line. Look, this cost me $60 plus change, whatever it is. Fine, whatever. But die-cast metal is no excuse. These should have had wheels on them. Because then you're expected to put it into attack tank mode, and the stupid thing isn't going to roll. It's just supposed to sit there. And, oh, look, it's going to scratch up the paint. Why'd you even bother painting it if you knew it was going to get scratched up? Ugh. Face plant. Ugh. This was actually a detail that always interested me about the original Megazord, and I thought I saw it in the show. I thought I saw it. There were 2 things. Now, obviously the decals were different, but the paint applications are more or less the same on here. But on the other hand, there weren't many paint applications back in those days. I mean, you know, fair enough. Dust. But there were 2 things I never got. One, there was supposed to be a white colored line going down the torso right there. Never happened, and I couldn't figure out why. The other thing I couldn't get is there was a black line. I was always under the impression that the leg here, that the front of the leg the front of the upper leg, wasn't quite designed exactly the same. Like it had the same kind of detail, but I always felt there was something missing in here. I always felt there was something missing. So here it is 20 years later. Well, they fixed at least one of them. We've got the the black line going down the front of the leg, which is how it appears in the show. And how do I know this? Simple. Because it's right there. Black line right down the front of the leg. So I'm glad they did that. And by the way, it's painted on. Awesome. Oh, that's right. Some of the areas that were previously decals that you had to apply are now still decals that they applied. That's strange. This is a decal here. Saber-tooth tiger and triceratops don't. I will say this one. Oh. Click. Zord Builder. I forgot this is pre-Zord Builder era. It wasn't called Zord Builder, but it was designed for Zord Builder. Where is it? Now I gotta do it. Now I gotta do it. Hang on. Now I gotta do it. Why did I do that? Ah. Yeah, it works. There, I did it. Okay, yeah, so just in case you're wondering, this is compatible with your Samurai Megazord, your Zord Builder Samurai Megazord, and also your, presumably the Gosei Great Megazord. Jesus! Bandai, you know, who comes up with the names for these things? Is it Bandai America? And by the way, let's be clear here, this is a Bandai creation. It's just distributed by Bandai America. Okay, so the Bandai creation is the one who came up with the toy. Now, I don't think Plex is involved in the American versions. Correct me if I'm wrong. But where do they come up with the names for these? Evil Space Aliens, whatever. It's a fuck-off term. I don't care. But Gosei, and by the way, they call it the Gosei Great Megazord. Where the fuck do you get those names from? Really? You couldn't have just called it the 5-star Megazord? Because, by the way, that's what Gosei means. 5 stars. That's why it was called Gosei Sentai Dai Danger. It's 5-star task force, what was it? Spirit Ranger or something. Not Spirit Ranger. It was I can't think of what Dai, or Great Ranger. Super Rangers. Great Ranger. That's what Dai Danger. Gosei Sentai Dai Danger. 5-star task, 5-star task force, Great Rangers or Super Rangers. That's what became Power Rangers Season 2, kind of. Why couldn't they just call it the 5-star Megazord? Not this, obviously, but why didn't they call it the 5-star Megazord? Why didn't they call it the 5-star? They like instead of calling it the what's it called? The I can't think of what that thing's called. The Claw Battle Zord. It could have been called the Great. It could have been called the Sea King Megazord, because Daikaio, Dai means great, Kai is sea or ocean or something like that, and O means king. Daikaio. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So Daikaio literally means great sea king. So why couldn't they just call it the Sea King Megazord? That kind of would have made sense. Even if it didn't make sense visually, at least, the kids would have gone, Sea King. All right. No, they called it the Claw Battle Zord. Like the Red Battle Zord, but with giant claws on it. Like, that's the image we're supposed to have running around through our heads when we see a giant lobster thing running around. Claw Battle Zord. And then there's the Claw Armored Megazord. Even though it never actually uses the claws, but I'm getting off topic. Really? So it only latches to that position and that position. Couldn't they have had the mouth open up? At least the teeth move around. Like that's something I kind of wish they'd done, is have the opening mouth, because it always had an opening mouth in the show. Can you bend it farther? Nope. Yeah, it looks like a different way they took care of that. So that's good. These legs are really puny. Click. Nice. A little narrow in the face. A little narrow in the face. I gotta remember to keep it over here, sorry. Not bad. Whatever. One of the problems I always had with the saber-tooth tiger, the legs on this are really tiny back here. Honestly, what's going on? They could have put it a little further forward. mount it a little further back. It's all dependent on where you put your. It's all dependent on where you put your hinge joint and what kind of angle the leg is at. That right there determines. The fuck is that? More manufacturing oil? Or is that Ava Unit 4A oil? Ugh. I'm not sweating that hard. Actually, I'm not sweating at all right now. They couldn't have put the cannons up there. I suppose I can give them a pass for that. Like, I don't like it, but what I won't give them a pass for is why they didn't put a mouth on that thing. Honestly. And the wheels don't roll. So you're gonna scratch it up on the ground. Yeah, I know. I'm forgetting the attack tank mode. I just realized that. Oh wow, that's on solid. This is okay. Here it is. That cheap ass Bandai America gray plastic that everybody loves. Oh, the head is die-cast metal. How about that? It'll always be aerodynamic going down because the head is. Wow, those are really strange proportions on it. Like, really strange. And by the way, the pterodactyl was one of my favorites. It has really strange proportions on that. I kind of wish that this band right here across the front had been... How awesome would it have been if that was the die-cast metal bit? Not the whole thing, but just the band across the front here. That would have been awesome. But these wings are pathetic. Jeez. Look how much space there is in there. Look at that. Look how much space there is between there and the wings. Look at that. That's pathetic. I know, it's reimagined, but... Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Oh my god, the space in here is huge. What is that? Oh, wow. Oh my god. You're forgiven, Bandai America. You're forgiven. Although I do worry about that narrow shaft and these huge die-cast metal chunks right here. I am a little concerned about that. That's a bit of an issue. I forgot to talk about the proportions, though. I actually kind of liked it that way, but kind of a narrow waist right here. What's going on? Well, I suppose it's not that big of a deal. It's just the way they did it was slightly different. Nice. Can you see it? Yeah. Huh, same sound. Nice. Get out of there. Get out of there. Nope, not doing it. There we go. What's going on here? They painted the neck. What was the neck originally? I'm talking about the Tyrannosaurus neck. Tyrannosaurus neck was originally red. So why did they paint it? Why did they paint the neck? They painted the neck. Why would they do that? It was already red to begin with. It's not die-cast metal. Why did they paint that? That's kind of stupid. Whatever. Alright, I forgot about the thunder cannons. You know, I always just called them power cannons. At least they fit on there nice. I didn't even talk about these. God, this great plastic. You know how Transformers has the was it the gold plastic syndrome? I bet you Bandai America suffers from the silver plastic syndrome. This stuff is crap. You know, it's that swirl shit. Like, they make it look like metal by swirling the plastic. But that's basically the key word for collector, that it's gonna be shit. You know.